it means a great deal to be able to celebrate this day with all of you, our fans, our donors, our alumni. There's community leaders here and university colleagues. But today is the day when you suddenly start getting excited about football season, believe it or not. And I can't help but get excited. I get excited thinking about our student athletes here who every day are working out early in the morning with Coach Mack, Coach Fink, Coach Hale, the best in the business. And they are studying hard, preparing hard, and getting ready for our first game in the factory against Old Dominion next season. And it's exciting to be a part of this football program because of the quality of coaches that we have leading this program and the amount of time that they have spent building relationships with this new recruiting class. For the past year, our coaches have dedicated themselves to learning about Eastern Michigan, learning about this football program and our team and what it needs to build and sustain a winning football program here. And I am confident in our coaches' ability to lead this program to excellence. From Coach Creighton to every single coaching member on this staff, they know who they are, why they coach, and what they're looking for in a recruit at Eastern Michigan. As you see the names and pictures of each of our recruits, you're going to also see Twitter handles up there. And I encourage all of Eagle Nation to welcome our new recruits and let them know what an awesome opportunity they have to do something special here at Eastern Michigan. So it's with great pride that I introduce to you our head football coach, Chris Creighton. He's an extraordinary leader and a great ambassador for this university. And he's going to take us on a journey.
Hey, thanks so much for coming. Eastern Michigan football is tough. It's snowing right now. I don't know how many inches, but you guys are here. We appreciate that. It's awesome. Hey, this is always about the guys that are right now in the green and gray. And I'm going to tell you, they've just come back up from a lift. We're going to try to get some appetizers in them. They're going to eat. They got a study table. And then at 6 a.m., all of us are going to be over in the indoor facility getting after it tomorrow morning before class. So let's give these guys a huge round of applause for all that they do. When you become a college football player, one of the things that you don't really think about is that part of really your responsibility is continuing to build the program. And our coaches, we work tirelessly trying to find the right people and to get them here. But it is truly all about the visit with our players when guys make decisions. And our percentage, if you will, our ratio of guys committing once they've spent time with our players is sky high. It's because we got great people in our program and they love it here and they believe that we can become what we're capable of becoming. This class, we're incredibly excited about, and honestly, I don't know of a staff that's going to get up on signing day and say that they're not excited about a class that they've just signed. But I'll tell you what, just to wrap it up, we're going to go through some slides here. I'm going to talk about each guy, but we went out and we looked for winners. There's really no other way to say it. The talent's got to be a given. They got to be Division I football players, but they got to be more than that. Obviously, they've got to get them in the classroom. They've got to be winners. Just like everybody sitting down with you, the green and gray, the guys who are sitting up here, we all had a choice to make. We knew the state of things with Eastern Michigan football, and so you can either tuck tail and run, or you can take on a great challenge and do something special. And so each one of these 25 guys, they had other options. But they made a choice to say, man, I want to come and change it. I want to be a part of, bringing an impact to change this place and transforming it into something special. And it takes a guy who believes in himself. It takes a guy who's got courage and confidence and knows that despite circumstances, that they're a winner. That's a big deal. And we really believe that we've got 25 guys that have them inside of them, and they're going to mesh perfectly with the winners that we have in our program right now. So talk about them in a second. There's no way in the world that any one of them would be here without the work of this coaching staff. And I'm going to introduce them in a second, but I also want to say, Heather mentioned the Twitter handle in terms of welcoming these guys. It's really important. And, you know, I've done this for a bunch of years. Talked about the greatest impact is the relationship with our current players and the job that they do when the guys are on campus. But and I'm not being facetious, and I'm not embellishing this at all. Every person in here, you wouldn't be here if you didn't care about Eastern Michigan and about the football program. Every single person makes a difference. Every person. I see Erin here, and she gives the academic program. Heather speaks to all the different recruits and their families when they come. Our president speaks. Christian is intimately involved, even though he's never front and center. Jake organizes everything from flights to the itinerary. Aaron Keto helps. Chris Hoppy. I mean, when you walk in the door, you know, you're wearing your Eastern gear, and you're saying welcome. You know, you're walking on campus and you're wearing your Eastern gear, and you're welcoming people and making them feel good. Everybody matters. And that's what a football program, in order for it to be successful, you know, everybody's got to feel the pride. And it can't just be one section. But I'll tell you, the people who lead that, who have been working, and again, this is not an overstatement. The last 365 days, and I can't prove this, but I can say this with full confidence that there has not been a single day, Christmas, Easter, Sundays, vacation, that one of our 14 coaches has not been recruited. Every single day for 365 days of this past year. And so that is one of the reasons why it's so exciting that we get to announce a class. And I want to quickly reintroduce our coaches to you. And if we could just hold the applause at the end. And at the end, you can go as long as you want because they deserve everyone. Okay? So on my right here is Coach Kenny DeBoer. You just stand up so they know there. Our offensive coordinator, coaches our quarterbacks. And he has recruited part of the state of Illinois and then has helped out with the junior colleges in California and has recruited Southwest Michigan. Next to him is Coach Ryan Grubb, coach our offensive line, and Coach Grubb is Northwest Ohio and Wisconsin. Coach Jay Peterson is our running backs coach, and he has been recruiting really the bulk of Ohio. Coach Brad McCaslin, our defensive coordinator, and is coaching our linebackers. He has also been recruiting in Michigan, really in the Northeast, in the Thumb area, and then in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Coach Herb Haygood, what's that? Our wide receivers coach, and he also has a section of Chicago and Illinois, and then as many of you know, is from Sarasota, Florida, so he has gone back down to the Tampa area and has recruited the Tampa Bay area. Coach Jimmy Williams, our defensive line coach, he has a bulk of the area of Detroit and then parts of northern Indiana. Then our newest coach is Coach Daniel Bullocks, and I want to spend a little bit more time with Coach Bullocks. Has just been with us for a couple weeks. On the first day of the job, we gave him an E-pin and I think probably a green tie and said, hey, we're going to send you to parts of Chicago and to parts of Detroit, where he played for the Detroit Lions for 4 years. So he knows the area well and lived in this area. And there's also the last 4 years coached at the University of Northern Iowa. Played his college football at the University of Nebraska and then was raised in Chattanooga, Tennessee. His family is going to be here shortly. And he's got his wife and 3 daughters, and we're just ecstatic about him becoming an Eastern Michigan Eagle. Next to him is Coach Aaron Keene. Coach Keene coordinates our special teams and coaches our tight ends and our H-backs. And Coach Keene really has the northeast of the country and western Michigan and then the state of Pennsylvania. Next to him is Coach Frakes, who coordinates our recruiting. And Coach Frakes also then coaches our secondary, specifically the safeties, recruits down in the Cincinnati, southern Iowa, and then also has southern Michigan. And then Jake Kirkendall, again, you all remember him, I think going into his 8th year, and he coaches everything and is in charge of everything. And does just an absolutely phenomenal job. So we could give a nice hand for our coaches. McKeefrey is right in front of me right here, not on the stage because he's been the guy that's driving our team in the weight room. And Coach, sorry I don't see Coach Hale or the rest of your staff. Still working, I love it. Coach McKeefrey, as you know, runs our strength and conditioning for the entire athletic department and heads up football. And there's nobody in America that does a better job. And so make sure that you give him a round of applause as well. Okay, I think we're going to turn our eyes to the screen here for a quick video that was captured by John Rice on the excitement this morning. Brown. Saw you here, Anthony. If you can stand up, these guys can meet you. This is Anthony Brown. Anthony is from Iowa City, Iowa, and was at Iowa Western Junior College there. Plays the rover position for us, that hybrid outside linebacker and safety. I was recruited by Coach Frakes. He won a national championship in junior college and played in one this last year where he had 11 tackles. And part of the neat thing too was one of the coaches on the staff there is a former player of mine, and so we really felt as though we had some time and good people to share information of, and we're just super excited that Anthony Brown is with us. Brian Glover. Brian Glover is from Central Catholic High School in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as a linebacker, recruited by Coach Keene. He's playing in the Big 33 All-Star game, which is a huge deal this summer. And I just got to tell you a story about Brian Glover. We're over at the Marriott on Sunday at the end of the official visit, and our whole staff is downstairs saying goodbye to Brian and his mom. And he says, look, I need the car ride home with my mom just to talk about this and whatnot, but I love it. And so if I could call you, tonight or maybe tomorrow. So we say goodbye. He walks around the corner. We just sit there talking as coaches for, 30 seconds. And 30 seconds or 45 seconds later, he comes running around the corner and says, I commit. So it was a great day. And he's been loyal to us all the way through. Clay Holford. Clay should be here. Clay, if you stand up right front and center. He's from Hebron High School in the Dallas, Texas area, an inside linebacker recruited by Coach McCaslin, who will be coaching him while he's here. His family's originally from the Midwest, and his dad actually went to a rival college of mine, so we've had some interesting conversations. And they're actually going to be moving back to the Midwest in Columbus, Ohio. He was at our spring game last year, just did a great job of making that trek up from Dallas, and is going to be a great player, he's a great person, so we're really excited about Clay Holford. Jalen Pickett, Zephyr Hills and Tampa area, recruited by Coach Haygood. He was both a running back, a safety, and an outside linebacker. He also plays baseball. He had 5 interceptions his senior year. And I think the best thing about him is he just lit up the room when he got here. So many of our guys have that it factor, that thing that it's hard to describe, but when someone has it. Jalen Pickett has it. And is one of 4 guys from the Tampa Bay area. Coach Haygood did a great job down there. Jalen Pickett. And then Dev Russell. Dev should be here. There you go, Dev Russell. And so Dev graduated early from Eastern Christian Academy in Maryland. He's from Delaware. He's playing cornerback, and he actually came to camp, from Maryland this summer. He had a great camp, but he was a wide receiver most of the time. At the very end, Coach Frakes and company asked him to take some reps at corner, and he just absolutely lit it up. And we offered him soon after that, and we are very, very, very grateful that he is here. Had a shoulder injury at the beginning of his senior year this last year, was rehabbing that like crazy, and is off to an awesome start in class and with our football team. Brody Hoying from Coldwater, Ohio, recruited by Coach Ryan Grubb. He's a 3-time state champion in Ohio, playing both quarterback and safety. Also won a baseball state championship. He's the Ohio Player of the Year on offense in Division 5, and is going to be coming here to play safety. Brody Hoying. is from the great state of Michigan, Lapeer High School, the first year that those two schools combined, recruited by Coach McCaslin. He's 6'4", 230 while playing basketball, and his weight is up even during the basketball season. Came to camp and earned a scholarship. Coach Williams coached him and loved him at camp. He's a dream team player, playing in the Michigan-Ohio All-Star game, and then something I'm going to talk about with the next guy as well. He was a childhood buddy with Max Crosby, another defensive lineman that we signed, who now lives in Texas. They grew up together in Lapeer, unbeknownst to us, came to camp together, and are both going to be Eastern Michigan Eagles this fall. So that's Hunter Andrews. And then I mentioned Max Crosby, actually is down in Dallas right now, Colleyville Heritage High School. He's a 6'5", 245-pound defensive end. And again, that's while he's playing basketball. Coach McCaslin and I went to see him play basketball, and we watched him that night. Missed a lot of shots, but he's really good, and we're really glad that he's with us. And like I mentioned, he came to camp, and Coach Williams loved him, loved his motor, his work ethic, and so we offered him at camp. Kwani Figueroa, defensive tackle from Paramus Catholic in New Jersey. Was recruited by Coach Williams. This is a great story. His folks live in New York, and he went to Paramus Catholic in New Jersey his senior year, lived with his uncle, and it was still about an hour commute. Basically like the whole, plane, train, automobile to get to school, to and from every day. And as a young man, boxed, and is a 6'2", 275-pound defensive tackle who's got a great burst and great strength, and we're super excited about Kwani. Alongside Kwani at defensive tackle will be Nick Dillon from Stevenson High School. It's the north side of Chicago. Led his high school to the state championship. He is 6'1", 275 pounds, and was recruited by Coach DeBoer. He's the Illinois Defensive Player of the Year, the highest level. Currently playing basketball on a team that I think is ranked 14th in the country. And he cooks breakfast for his family and Coach Williams and I. And so he's a pretty good football player, but steak and eggs are pretty stinking good as well. A great guy, and can't wait for him to get on campus. And then in terms of special teams and segueing into offense, we've got Brian Alsobrooks from Livonia Churchill. So he's local. He's a kicker, he's a punter, and a quarterback. He can do it all. His mom attended Eastern, and I remember meeting her for the first time in the bubble during spring ball. It was just a late night, but a great talk. And he's really the glue of the class. He committed early, and all of the incoming freshmen have, with social media and whatnot, they all know each other right now. And he's been a leader of that. He's been on campus at least 10 times. Was here for the men's and women's basketball game this last weekend. He's a great leader, and again, virtually can do it all. And then strictly offensively now, we've got Breck Turner from Norwalk High School as a running back. Coach Grubb recruited him. State of Ohio Division III Offensive Player of the Year. I'm not giving a ton of stats, but he rushed for 5,682 yards and 84 touchdowns in his career. Came to camp and wanted to be coached by Coach Peterson. Turned down a lot of places to be here, and so we're excited about Breck Turner. Willie Parker is from Carrollwood Day High School down in Tampa Bay. Running back, recruited by Coach Haygood. Was the MVP of the Blue-Gray All-Star Game. He's going to start here next January. And I think when he gets here, he's an avid fisherman, and so he's going to be ice fishing for the first time. Eddie Doherty from Mentor High School as a wide receiver, recruited by Coach Jay Peterson. He's 5'7", 160, so we might be the smallest guy on the team there at Mentor High School, but definitely one of their biggest and best players. Had over 100 catches as a junior and 61 as a senior. He's also a punt and kickoff return specialist, and took his team to the state finals his junior year. That is Eddie Doherty. And also, what's that? A 7-foot high jumper at 5'7", 160. Isaac Holder, another wide receiver from Sickles High School in Tampa, Florida. who was recruited by Coach Haygood. He actually played quarterback each of the last 2 years and is very successful at that position, but we watched him with the ball in his hands in scramble situations and design runs, and so we're going to play him at wide receiver, and that is what he has always wanted to play. He's a real talent with the ball in his hands. He was also on the all-academic team for the county down in Tampa Bay. Braylon Collins, another wide receiver from Burns High School in South Carolina, also recruited by Coach Haygood. I know that we watched him on national television on a Friday night when we were on the road, when they were playing De La Salle in California. Some of you guys might be familiar with that program. So they flew out from South Carolina, scored a touchdown on a screen, and he is a phenomenal route runner, a very good wide receiver that is ready to go. That's Braylon Collins. The last wide receiver, the fourth one, is Kezio Snelling from Steinbrenner High School down in Tampa Bay, recruited by Coach Haygood. Unfortunately, he tore his ACL at the beginning of his senior year. Had a monster junior year, had Big Ten offers and people all over the place, and they stayed with him after the injury. He's also a return man, and is going to be a great player for us. Shifting to tight end, we got Danny Anay from Roncalli High School down in Indianapolis, recruited by Coach Keene as a tight end at 6'7", and right now he's 215, 220 playing basketball, but he played at 225. He's a two-time All-State tight end, and we just know that Coach Mack in game, when we snap, they're going to put all kinds of good weight on him, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Sam Girardat is another tight end from Lumen Christi High School in Jackson, Michigan. 6'3", 245, recruited by Coach Frakes. He's over a 400-pound bench right now, very strong in his lower body as well. Came to camp as a captain, first-team All-State, playing in the Ohio-Michigan All-Star game. And one thing that's interesting about Sam is that, and his coach is a legend in the state and been there for, numerous decades, really. And he told us a story that, Sam wears number 99. Well, he has a player, basically the toughest, the best, all-around person and player in his program, wears number 99, and it had been 4 or 5 years since he had given out that number for anybody to wear. And Sam Girardat wore it, not the running back going to Michigan State. Bryce Kemp is a tight end. It's just north of Des Moines in Iowa, recruited by Coach Grubb. He's 6'5", 215 while playing basketball right now. Came to camp, explosive, going to get a lot bigger, and we're just super excited about him. State champ in the 110 high hurdles. He's another one where when he gets some weight put on him, we think he's going to be a dynamite player for us. Cool story. His best friend is an offensive lineman. Last game of the year, his buddy's dream was to always score a touchdown, never had done it as an offensive lineman. And so they're on the 2-yard line or something like that. They had 4 chances to score. They gave it to him 4 times, didn't score. There's a little over a minute left. The other thing, they held him on defense, forced him to punt. Bryce is the punt returner. At that point, there's a little over a minute left. Catches the punt, runs all the way down, and slides, goes down purposely at the 1-yard line, giving his buddy another chance to score. His buddy scored, and this kind of guy he is. High talent, great teammate. Cody Tuttle from Moore Park Junior College in California. Out of high school, he turned down UCLA to go to the Nevada offense and play the pistol. That staff then changed over. He went back home to Moore Park Junior College, where at 6'3", 225, he played H-back, was a team MVP, led his teams in reception with 47 catches, and is another guy that we expect to be ready to play when he gets here. Pete Bergman, 6'8", 280-pound offensive tackle out of Casper, Wyoming, recruited by Coach Grubb. His junior year, he was weighing 330 pounds and lost the weight for a big senior year where he led his team to a state championship. He's playing basketball right now, like I said, at 280. And being from Casper, Wyoming, he cannot wait for Wyoming, for us to go to Wyoming next year, and then Wyoming comes here, which will be his second year. A great guy and going to be a great player for us. And then last but not least is Rob Pavletic from Neenah, Wisconsin, a 6'5", 290-pound offensive guard, recruited by Coach Grubb. Played some tight end as a junior at about 260 pounds. He's now weighing 290. And cool thing about him, back in last March, he was our first commit. And so he was the first guy to step forward and say, I want to be at Eastern. He stuck with it all the way through. And at some point, 24 other guys said, I'm going to do it with you. So we believe it's a great class. Like I said, these guys are here for the right reasons. They're very talented, but they're winners. And with the guys that we have, and some momentum coming in, when you guys get here in the summer, we're going to have a lot of fun together. So I think we've got a quick video right now, a couple clips of each of these guys. So let's take a look at that.